Hey guys, it's TBGP, and today I want to know what the freak is going on with The Sims. So there's been quite a few happenings of recent related to The Sims, and I think it's quite hilarious, but at the same time, I'm like, did you not expect this? So as you know, they keep shelling out DLC like it's nobody's business, as per usual. You know, it's a factory at this point. They just keep pumping it out. Anyway, my point being is, I don't know what's going on there, but they keep pumping out DLC, specifically expansion packs, and that has been making me very angry. And it doesn't look like it's helping the game at all, honestly, because since Enchanted by Nature, everything has just been going downhill, apparently. The game is like broken, as per usual. As always, it's broken. And they had like an ailment system or something going on, and everyone got ailments. They had to update it so that you could disable the ailments, and then that one broke the entire game, apparently. That update has made the game like not work properly. And before anyone says that this has something to do with mods or CC and stuff, which I keep seeing people claim, which let me just say, I don't know how you people who actually like The Sims 4 do it. When you have any problem with your game, people blame it on your mods and CC. Like, that is genuinely crazy work. I would never ask that before. Being like, okay, take your mods out is gonna be my first thing to say, and then try the game, and if that doesn't work, then your game's freaking broken. That's my perfect excuse. But the fact that these people are always like, it's probably just your mods and CC, it's crazy work. Like, instead of being like, hey, maybe the update broke the game, which is most likely true when it comes to The Sims 4, y'all instantly go to, it's because you have broken mods and CC, which, that's crazy work. Anyway, the game is always broken. I've played the base game, it's just broken. It lags, it's glitchy, it has terrible simulation lag, it's just The Sims 4. And in this case, people can't even turn their households on, they can't even use the disable certain pack features, because for some people, it just makes their game load eternally, which I'm like, yikes. And not to mention, there is a corruption bug that has been going on since like For Rent, which was how many odd years ago released? I'll put it up on the screen because it's like either last year or 2 years ago. My aspect of time is genuinely jacked up. So, in the case of that, that is crazy that they only now addressing it and are now talking about fixing it after however long that it's been. I think that that is genuinely nuts, and it makes me be very worried for the future of the Sims franchise, especially because they released an article talking about The Sims 5. So, like, in the article, I see many very worrying things that they say. First, we already know that they said something about they want to make it multiplayer, but the phrase, they're hard at work and feverishly developing what this multiplayer platform is going to be related to The Sims, questionable, and that they're like, we're upgrading technologies for multiplayer capabilities, and that they're doing cozy games as well. And they did a release for Nintendo on cozy games in Asia for The Sims. I see The Sims as a significant ecosystem and universe for multiple Sims experience that we have to build on. And then of course they're talking about, oh, we wouldn't want that to happen and have people start from scratch, which they'll, I'm sorry, this just makes me want to punch somebody. And then they also had the absolute audacity. This is the president of EA, by the way, being like, we have put up over 85 content packs over the last 10 years. First, you shouldn't be proud of that. And second, by the time this article came out, I believe it was 99. So, you know, you're about, I don't know, 15 off? It's quite scary that your president doesn't know how many DLCs you released. And also, by the time you're recording, there is 101 DLCs for The Sims 4. Literally, you can name a doll nation after every single one of them. Besides that, they talk about the Sims movie, and then they talk about how it's 25 years old. They also have a Sim game. This is not mentioned here, but I just want to mention that they have a Sims board game. I don't know what the freak the Sims board game does, and I don't really care either. My point of bringing those up will come in a second, so hear me out here. I don't think they care about The Sims being a game anymore. I don't really think they care about mainline Sims games anymore, and I know a lot of people are like, oh, I disagree. First, why do you leave The Sims 4 in the state that it's in? They're legitimately just using The Sims 4 as a live service game, because they said it is one of their biggest money-making potentials, and they're not wrong. The sad saps who play The Sims 4 will literally buy anything. You give them an entire toilet pack, they'll buy it. Like, people are buying a mudroom pack. Huh? You spend money on that? Bro! Anyway, Sims players don't care, they're whales. And yeah, you might be like, you're using the term whale wrong. I am absolutely not. At this point, this is just people being whales. I don't care. Fight me. I don't care anymore. Y'all are crazy for spending that much money on a freaking video game. Some people are like, oh, hours equated to the amount of money I spent on it and all that kind of stuff. I don't care how many hours I put into a game. I'm not spending that much on a video game. So because I've spent over 700 hours in Animal Crossing New Horizons, I should have spent $700 on that game. If you're trying to tell me that, then you deserve to get your toes stepped on, dude. No, don't want to hear it. Just because I've spent 5,000 hours in The Sims 3 means that I should have spent $5,000 on it. No, that is such a bad freaking take. But anyway, my point is, I don't think that they care about the main Sims franchise anymore. That's why they leave it broken, even though they've hired a bug management team or whatever. It takes them 30 years to address any problems. Their surveys are pretty trash. I've seen the snippets on social media of these goddamn surveys. I've also seen that they're trying to bring people who ditch the game back, which I don't think is gonna work, because a lot of people who ditch the game are just genuinely bored of it or tired of every single time the game updates, their game's gonna be broken. Like, nobody wants to do that. I don't. Simply, I absolutely do not. And also, Sims players, this is a thing for you. If you really want them to fix the game and actually change, then stop buying the DLC. Sims fans are some of the least, boycotting people I've ever seen. They're like, we need to boycott The Sims. I've witnessed this so many times. And every time there's a DLC that they want, they're like, oh, but you know, this is the one I always wanted, so I'm gonna buy it anyway. And then they buy it, and then you see what happens. It's the same freaking cycle over and over again, and then they keep releasing the same garbage DLC. Like, I feel like their DLC has gotten 10 times worse than it was before. They don't even release 90% of their other DLC packs anymore. Like, when was the last time they had a game pack? Yeah, when was the last time they had a game pack? They only released their $40 expansion packs now, but whatever, man. Like, you guys do you. I don't freaking care anymore. My point is, I don't think they care about the mainline Sims games anymore, which is genuinely tragic. They're just gonna make a multiplayer Sims game, and then the rest of it is going to be multimedia. Not to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but they're trying to make the Sims multimedia, and ever since they released their merch store, I've started being a little suspicious, okay? And some of y'all may say that, oh, why are you suspicious? Games have a merch store. The Sims peak popularity, I would argue, was between The Sims 2, Sims 3, and when The Sims 4 came out. Like, that general time span, because I would see them in magazines, I would see them on TV, I would see it, like, everywhere. Like, that's where I've seen the most of The Sims. And ever since, like, maybe 5 years into The Sims 4 lifespan, that is when The Sims reputation has literally took a nosedive. First, for the community becoming even worse than it was before. And second, just because the game was just known for shilling out DLCs and then straight up being broken. Like, that's legitimately it. Their reputation has took a downward spiral. So they decided to release merch. And of course, it's like the most lame, low-tier merch I've ever seen. And look, I'm sure The Sims had items before, but it was so rare and in between, and now they have a merch store. Okay, sure, fine. You can argue with me about the merch, but then they released a board game. Like, It's not even just like a Monopoly variant. No. It's a straight up board game, which I don't understand how it works, but it's a board game. And now they're making a movie. And first video game movies genuinely suck. The only one that looks like it might be okay now is the Street Fighter movie that's coming out. But the Minecraft movie was terrible. I don't care if people like, oh, I ironically like it or something like, no, I don't know. Then there's all the other video game movies that I'm not going to sit here and name because I can list off all of them. It's just gonna be bad, and also it's gonna be cringe. So, that's that. They just want to be multimedia because I don't think that they think video games are going to be completely viable for the rest of, I guess, time or whatever. And if they release The Sims 5, people would jump right on that, and I'm one of those people. I would play it too, even if I don't really like EA or The Sims anymore. Like, I would so totally buy it because The Sims 3 is my favorite game. So, you know, I'd still play it, but that's my point. They don't want to make a Sims 5, so that instantly loses like 90% of people. Also, at this point, The Sims 4 is so far behind that it's so crazy, because you got these new life simulators. You got Inzoi, right? And Inzoi did something that I genuinely did not think was possible. It updated their pre-existing town, okay? That was a genuinely shocking thing that has ever happened, in my personal opinion. I never expected that, okay? I never expected it. So, that was crazy when they updated their pre-existing towns. And then you have something like Paralyzed that has something that no other game has at the moment, which is height sliders. Like, The Sims 4 is like so far behind that it's genuinely crazy. Not to mention, Paralyzed has like free tattoo placement and like a color wheel. I'm sorry, anytime something has a color wheel, color block, whatever, I'm just like, they have that. and The Sims 4 still doesn't. Yet they added on everything except clothes. So, people who try to argue that, oh, but it's hard, it's hard. How did you do it in 2009 then? How did you do it in 2009 then? Yeah, sure. Anyway, that's my point. Yeah, The Sims 4 is like genuinely so far behind the other Life Simulator games. And the more Life Simulator games that come out, the worse Sims 4 is going to look. And look, people can be like, oh, those games will never be like The Sims. No, they won't. And that's the entire point. I don't want The Sims again. I just want more Life Simulator games. But it's also hard when you look at something like The Sims 4, which is a complete downgrade from the previous games. And then you're just like, how is this the one that's still living? Like, why are you the one that still exists? It's a tragic sign, dude. But yeah, that's my point. I don't know what's going on with The Sims, and I don't know how people are still playing and supporting The Sims. Honestly, y'all should give up. That sounds wrong, but you should give up. They will never properly fix the game, no matter how many surveys or no matter how many times like, we want feedback, they never listen. And I'm gonna use my favorite example because everyone needs to know this example. Y'all remember the skin tone situation? I think about it all the time. How they did not listen to black people at all for like, what, 6 years when they asked them to update the skin tones? Because, by the way, here, look, right here. I have the original set of skin tones from 2014. This is what we had. They didn't update that for 6 years. Yep. And they didn't listen until white people said something. So, yep. Crazy work. So that's what I think about every time I think about The Sims listening. It took 6 years and an actual riot almost to on the internet, at least, also in one of the most trying times for, you know, black people ever, for them to actually put the skin colors in. So I think about that, and that's why I'm like, nope, the game's never going to improve. So yeah, whatever. That's about it. I don't think the game's gonna improve. We will never get a Sims 5 because EA's a really dumb company for some reason, and I don't know what happened to the bug team. You know, blink twice if you need help because you guys are obviously not doing what you're supposed to be doing. So, yeah. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any opinions or anything else, I somehow missed talking about whatever the freak's going on with The Sims, then go ahead and tell me. But, yeah, I'm gonna peace out for now. So, thank you guys so much for watching. This is TBGP. I will see you lot next time. And, bye-bye.